Hello, friends, and welcome to another Pauper stream. We are welcome to another Pauper stream. We are returning to Black Sack, this really cool deck that I've been playing lately. Discovered it, or rediscovered it rather, when I played against it in a tournament practice and got actually absolutely destroyed. So I built something that I thought was similar to what my opponent was playing, tried that, and now I've experimented with it a little bit, and this is something that I've put together in the same vein. So we're going to try this. Basically, the big changes are we're bringing in Deadly Dispute, which works with the Vault of Whispers in order to draw some extra cards if we get flooded out, and we're bringing Fleshbag Marauder into the main. It works very, very well with Mortician Beetle and Crawl from the Cellar. So we're going to definitely want to bring this thing in. As far as the sideboard goes, we've got a Nihil Spellbomb. I'm playing 4 Fleshbags in the 75. I used to have 3 in the sideboard, so I had 1 extra sideboard slot, and our interaction with the graveyard is definitely lacking. I would like to have some more Spellbombs in the sideboard, but I'm not exactly sure what I want to cut as far as the other cards go. So we're going to run with this today, and I'll decide how I want to change that after the league. We don't really have a turn 1 play. I mean, we have Bonesplitter, but we are on the play. I think this is just barely good enough. We can start with like Bonesplitter into Reaver. Ooh, Drossfire Bridge. That can mean a few things. Alright, let's put down a Reaver, I think. I mean, putting down a Perilous Myr is fine too. If we equip the Myr and they blow it up, either way is fine, I think. This is a little bit more damage for next turn. Hey, Ferret Chippy. Hello. Yeah, it's absolutely a fun deck. It's also incredibly frustrating. So we'll see how it goes this time. A braid on our land is definitely not something that we were looking forward to. That's awful. We do have the opportunity to like Village Rites something and try and draw land. I think that's what we're supposed to do. So I'm just going to attack in and then Village Rites the token. If we draw land, then we can play Bone Picker. Okay, we do get land. Nice. Chainer's Edict. Sure, we'll get rid of that. Keep the 3-2. We get land. Alright, so it looks like we're playing Perilous Myr plus Equip. We could hold up Village Rites. But I'm looking to get some damage in here. Pretty close between what we want to do. Village Rites might have been the right choice, but I mean, we'll see what they play here. Knight's Whisper, that's good for us, actually. Do they have the Galv Blast or the Lightning Bolt? Oh, looks like they're passing. Oh, they do have it. Well, let's attack for 5. Throw another Black Rose. Sure. If we draw any creature, we could potentially win here. Okay, they have the Galv Blast. So yeah, we'll Village Rites in response. Put them to 4. Pretty close. Draw some cards. Fleshbag is pretty good. We can like Fleshbag and then Deadly Dispute the Fleshbag. Oh, that's unfortunate. We need more gas. We need creatures to attack. Elementalist. What is that going to grab? Lightning Bolt or Braid? Galvlast. Makes sense. Alright, so they have Galvblast up. We get Perilous Myr. That's pretty good. We could Perilous Myr sacrifice the Mirror. I kind of want to like sacrifice the Vault of Whispers. We have a ton of land. Ooh, Nested Shambler. Nice. Kind of think you have to Galv Blast this now. Yeah. Ooh, Soul of Migration. That's a cool one. And Ephemerate the Soul. So now they just have a ton of blockers. But can they gain life? Because, yeah, we're about to hit him with Perilous Myr. Alright, what do we get? Village Rites. I guess, yeah, sacrificing the squirrel. See what we can get out of this. Carrion Feeder. Slip the soul. Alright, so Ephemerate targets Elementalist will Tragic Slip. Geomancer's Gambit. I imagine the opponent probably plays Boarding Party, right? Boarding Party seems pretty good with Bleak Coven Vampires. Very sweet list. The gaining 4 life from the vampires is so brutal. Fleshbag a little bit late here. I think we've lost this game. They just sacrifice a bird, who cares, right? So we're taking 7 here. I mean, if they want to do that much, that puts us to 5. So Bolt Galv Blast kills us. I think they still have that Galv Blast in hand, or did they use that? Lesnar, hello. Alright, so that's game 1. Alright, so once we get to the late game, they have tokens, so like Fleshbag isn't feeling too hot. I think that Snuff Out is pretty good here. Tatranki with the Prime sub, nice! Thanks for the support, friend. Yeah, I don't think we really want to lean onto the Fleshbag Marauder too much. I think I actually like the Crypt Rats, though, in this matchup. Like this deck a lot. Missed the previous sack stream, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it's going up on YouTube today, the league from Sunday. So you'll be able to catch it if you like. But yeah, this kind of deck, this style of deck, I really, really enjoy it. We're going to keep this. Something that I have noticed again and again, though, is that it can be very frustrating. If you flood out or if you screw, it feels particularly bad with this deck. Alright, so our turn 1 play can either be Shambler or Beetle. Kind of feel like we just start out with Shambler, because their removal is bad against it, whereas removal against Beetle is good. And we're not realistically going to be able to get too much life, or damage rather, out of Beetle for a couple of turns. So we're going to start with Shambler, then we can go Reaver, and then we can go Dispute into... We can go Beetle, Dispute, Picker, so that seems like a pretty strong start to our game 2. We are going to be so weak to Cannonade. Another Deadly Dispute. I wonder if we do open ourselves up to Cannonade so much. We don't have to. We could go Beetle, Deadly Dispute. Oh, we don't have enough mana for the second Dispute. They started with 7 cards. Do they have Cannonade? Well, the attack isn't going to change regardless, so let's go in for the attack. So we could hold up Deadly Dispute, which is good against Cannonade, or we could play onto the board and get a 2/2 Beetle and a 3/2 Bone Picker, as well as a Squirrel. If they don't have Cannonade, we basically win, and if they do have Cannonade, we lose. What a gamble. All right, we're gonna go for broke here. We're gonna assume that they don't have it, and if they do, we basically lose. Yeah, we're gonna YOLO. The question is, do we sacrifice the Shambler or the Reaver? I guess we just go for the sacrifice the Shambler here. Let's go for maximum. Oh, the Carrion Feeder? We play the Carrion Feeder then, because that insulates us against Cannonade. We're super good off now. That was an amazing draw. Yeah, no kidding, Payoff City. They can cast Cannonade, and we get to keep basically... We have more power and toughness if they Cannonade. Knight's Whisper? Sure. Lose more life. Sounds good. We got another Carrion Feeder here. So, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we sacrifice these things, then we have 3, 4, 5, 3's 8, 9. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's lethal. All right, we just have lethal here. I'm just going to double count just to make sure. So we played 2 extra creatures. So that's 4 power, and then we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right. So yeah, this is death. And they have no swamps. So they can't even kill our squirrel. Not that it matters. Math. That's some damage. All right. Definitely paid off to take our time on that turn and look at the different angles. I don't think we're going to make any changes, though, in between games 2 and 3. So let's just resubmit and go back at it. We have 2 lands. We have play on turn 1 and turn 2. We're going to keep this. Ooh, Snuff Out. You have the Bolt here for the Mortician Beetle. Looks like they were thinking about it. Yep. That's fine, we can crawl from the cellar later. So, looks like we could probably put the crawl token onto the Reaver here. Let's see what they play. Fiery Cannonade, sure. Perilous Myr. So we could play Beetle or we could play Myr. I think I go Beetle here. potential payoff is the best. Ardent Elementalist, they're going to be able to get the Cannonade back. Alright, I guess if we draw Carrion Feeder, that's pretty good. Get a Swamp instead. So we could go Perilous Myr. Like, if we crawl, we don't get the +1/+1. And our crawl is for, like, Reaver or Beetle, which isn't very good. I think we just play Myr and attack. The attack isn't even very good. Like, we get 1 damage in. They can easily block with Elementalist, because they're just going to get it back later. Pauper, the best game of MTG. It's one of my favorite for sure. Love the Pauper format. Giving us an untap is not exactly the best. It doesn't hurt them at all, though. Alright, let's crash in. And we'll play Bone Picker. I guess we might as well crawl here. What do we get back with crawl? We could get Beetle. I mean, we might as well get Beetle because we can play Beetle. Hey Cooper, ever tried Cycle Storm? Saw that Cook had got 2nd place in the challenge. I have played Cycle Storm. It's a fantastic deck, and we will be playing it this month. Just really don't know what to get with Crawl here. Reaper seems kind of good. I think Reaper's probably the best thing, and it would make the Flashback Crawl better. It's unfortunate that we can't play it this turn, but that means we have access to Tragic Slips and Snuff Outs. Cleansing Wildfire. So they get to ramp and draw a card. Cleansing Wildfire, one of the best 2-drops in Pauper right now. Village Rites. That's a nice draw. Alright, let's attack. Get in for 3. Play the Reaver. And hold up all this good stuff. They try and kill a creature, we get to Village Rites. They play a creature, we get to kill it. No plays. They probably have another Cannonade. Alright, well, let's attack. We just get in. Alright. Play land. I think we just pass here. We could crawl from the cellar, but that takes down our mana. I want to hold up Village Rites. And we have a really good clock here, so let's just stick with it. It's not like casting Crawl is going to add to our clock. Alright, Blast, Village Rites. And that's a card I wouldn't mind crawling. Ooh, we get Deadly Dispute. We can sacrifice the Vault for that. Look at all these cards we have. We have so many cards. Alright, I think I'm going to want to go ahead and crawl. And we'll put, let's see here. Put the Bone Picker back to hand. And put a token onto Lazotep. Okay. I'd crawl that. Nice. Alright, so we don't have Morbid. We could crawl again. But I think I'd just rather hold up Tragic Slip. Let's pass. And this kind of bluffs Village Rites. Okay, opponent plays land and passes. I mean, that's best case for us, obviously. Get another Bone Picker, of all things. I'm in for another crawl, I think, at this point. The Lazotep Reaper is already out of range for Cannonade. The question is, do I put another crawl onto it? Because then that's, like, worse against Bolt. I think I would rather just put the +1 on the token and then maybe get Perilous Myr back. Because this is better against Bolt and Blast, but worse against Cannonade. So higher odds that they have one of those two cards. A Braid. Sure. We get to play our Bone Pickers now. So I think we'll just go Bone Picker, Perilous Myr, then we have 1 mana up for Tragic Slip. Nice! This is a pretty obvious mulligan. Let's just get rid of it. This is such... this is terrible. 2 bad hands in a row. We're going to have to keep this one. We have no choice. So let's see here. I keep the land. I keep the Village Rites. I want to keep the Deadly Dispute to try and draw our way out of this. So I guess... I really want to keep 2 creatures as well. So we get, like, 2 things for the Village Rites. So maybe I just have to get rid of the Deadly Dispute. Rough one. And, you know, that's one of the downsides of running a deck that is 17 lands, is sometimes you're going to get some bad draws. Have some sleeves waiting for a version of this list on the weekend. Fantastic. I love that you can just, like, on a whim, basically pick up a Pauper deck, throw, like, $20 onto the table. Here you go. Here's my list. And bam, you have a new deck. Pauper is so great for that. I mean, there's some decks where $20 won't quite cut it. If you're looking at Dimir, you'll have to shell out. But you can absolutely get into the format for $20. Lonely Sandbar Island. Go. Wow. Okay. Alright, we're going to attack with Carrion Feeder past the turn. We got 2 pieces of our combo here. We're just missing 1 more piece. What is this Ash Baron's going for? I am so interested. Going for a swamp. Okay. Lonely Sandbar in Dimir. Brainstorm. I'm not quite sure what the opponent is doing. Like, generally when you see Dimir, it's Dimir fairies. And, you know, like, everything else besides the Lonely Sandbar looks like Dimir fairies. But I'm kind of like, what is this? Dimir Teachings? Oh, I don't really know. For the price of the modern deck, you can buy the entire Pauper meta. Yes, that is true. And we're not talking about the price of, elementals. I think Hammer Time would probably be accurate. Probably should Village Rites Bone Picker here. And then there's the question, I guess we Village Rites the Carrion Feeder, right? Like, that should be obvious, because that leaves us with a 2-2 instead of a 1-1. No land, but we got gas. And their Snuff Outs are dead. So we're hoping that that means something. Cast down. Okay, we were tapped out, so no manage for Village Rites. Our hand is looking pretty bad at the moment. I mean, but we did mulligan to 5, so we're just going to hope that they have a bunch of Snuff Outs. Okay. Land? Land here would have been really good. Fleshbag Marauder attack with a 4-4. I guess, like, we can Village Rites Tragic Slip. That's probably our best move. Then we can probably hit land Bone Picker. I think we have to do that while they're tapped out. No land. Thorn of the Black Rose, yep. That's the beginning of the end. Let's play Lazotep Reaper. Cycles another Ash Barrens. It's Ash Barrens number 4. Augur of Bolus reveals Suffocating Fumes, which is quite good against our deck. Nested Shambler. Oh, they have Spellstutter Sprite up, though. That sucks. Oh, it resolved. That's a surprise. So yeah, it looks like it's just fairies with a cycling land. Still no lands. Suffocating fumes. Sure, I guess we could Village Rites this thing in response. Let's draw a bunch of cards. Drawing 4 cards here. Ah, Dispel. We're drawing 2 cards here. Oh, because it was a 0/0, we don't get a token. Yeah, it's not an infinite combo. I mean, it's more of a synergy, to be honest. Carrion Feeder plus Mortician Beetle plus anything else. Like Nested Shambler, for example, would be the ideal, but Perilous Myr is also very good there. Yeah, I guess technically that's not a combo. I'm kind of thinking about it like in the sense of how a Yawgmoth can get you a ton of value even if you're not comboing out to win the game. Oh, that's GG. That removal spell ended the game. If we had been able to get the Monarch there, we might have been able to get back into this, but yeah, opponent's just going to be drawing an extra card every single turn. We're not going to come back from that. So what are we going to do here against the opponent? Snuff Out isn't that good. Crypt Rats seems alright. Fleshbag. Mediocre. I think the Bonesplitter is good enough to keep in. It allows us to trade with most of their creatures. Tragic Slip is fine. The Perilous Myr is okay. So yeah, most of our cards seem to be pretty decent. I think the Fleshbag is actually probably one of the worst cards. We could bring in the Snuff Out. It doesn't hit the Gurmag Angler, but it's pretty good against Spellstutter Sprite. Don't think we actually saw any Spellstutter Sprites, did we? Two lands. We have a Shambler to start. Let's keep this. We have Volt plus Deadly Dispute. I like that as well. Another Deadly Dispute. One thing I'm thinking about, we could Carrion Feeder, crawl the Nested Shambler back to our hand. So we would have a 3/3 feeder and a squirrel. Gets us on the board, like, attacking quickly. The other option is to play a Perilous Myr, or we could, like, Deadly Dispute the Shambler. That doesn't seem too good. Kind of like getting on the board as quickly as possible here. It's bad against cast down, if they have that. But if they're letting us untap, then at least we have Deadly Dispute against cast down. So for that reason, I'm going to attack first, and we'll see if they have the cast down. They don't. Nice. Okay. So what do we do here? I could Deadly Dispute the Squirrel and play Bone Picker. I think I just play Perilous Myr. Thought Scours themselves after a brainstorm. Okay, so this is definitely different from the classic Dimir list. They're playing more cantrips than normal. We did see some of the familiar creatures. They have the Monarch with the Thorn of the Black Rose, and a really good creature in the Augur of Bolas. Okay, they reveal a Preordain and pass back. We get another Deadly Dispute. Attack in with everything. If they block the squirrel, we're going to use Deadly Dispute. And then that we can put a Bone Picker down afterwards. Oh, we get another land in addition to that. So if we get the other land there, we might as well play Nested Shambler as well. Dermag Angler. Sure. Good card, but our Carrion Feeder attacks right through it. Sure. I think we Deadly Dispute the Shambler here, because this is already a 3/3. We get a extra mana through a treasure for this. Oh, they have a Dispel. Okay. Still get our squirrel token. Get him for 4 damage. Still have a nice looking board. Their cast down is going to be quite good. Evankar's Justice deals 2 damage to everything. That's super good against us, obviously. Perilous Myr is not even going to be able to kill the Angler, so we're just going to have to sacrifice everything onto the Carrion Feeder. On the other hand, it's going to put him to 3. Not a huge fan of the Swamp draw. Let's Deadly Dispute. Cancel that. Hold on. Because we also have Crawl. So we could Crawl and Bone Picker. So then we have 2 lethal threats. That seems pretty good. Let's do that, actually. Your turn. Got 2 lethal threats. You got 5 cards in hand. Stormbound Geist. Okay. That's answer number 1. That answers the Bone Picker. And Gurmag Angler to block the Carrion Feeder for 1 turn. Okay, so they found something. We could just go ahead and Deadly Dispute the Bone Picker. I think we just Deadly Dispute the Vault, honestly. Oh, no! No! We needed spells! Spells would have been so good here. I think actually we were supposed to hold the Bone Picker back. The attack here was a mistake. If we held the Bone Picker back, then we would have 2 Bone Pickers here to attack into their 1 Stormbound Geist, and we would be presenting lethal with 2 creatures instead of just 1. Thorn of the Black Rose is really good against our Carrion Feeder here. And they get to draw a card. Okay, so I'm getting punished. We might have actually just won here if I had not attacked last turn with the Bone Picker. Spell. Pass. Oh, that sucks. The margins are so slim on this deck. For the opponent to crawl back into the game after this. Woof. Yeah, I think we would have won if we had just held the Bone Picker back 1 turn. So now they get to hold up all their mana, draw an extra card. Flood. Turn 9, we have 7, 8, 9 lands. Play a Perilous Myr. Probably gotta counterspell this if they have it. Yeah. The flood is real. Yeah, it's something that we have to accept is going to happen with the deck that we're playing. When you flood, it will feel terrible. Another Thorn. Yeah, this game is over. We got close. Good game. Another land off the top. Let's go. Bone Picker. Leaving the Gurmag Angler back. Just coming in for 1 damage with a Thorn. Another land. 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 17. And we still got 38 cards left in the library. So that's 22 cards. These are the kinds of things that I think about when I flood. Oh, what are the odds of this? Rabble, rabble, rabble. But I mean, at this point, what else do I have to do? Not too much. They're attacking in with the Stormbound Geist, so they have some answer to Bone Picker. Maybe just another Stormbound Geist? Yeah. Okay. Counterspell the Bone Picker, that's fair. And I don't know that we die this turn, but I don't think there's any coming back from it at this point. We might have had a chance, but yeah, not realistically. The Monarch really put this out of reach. They might have eventually run out of spells if they didn't have the Monarch, but that's not the world we're living in. And we do not have an exile effect for the Stormbound Geist. Maybe like Crypt Rats? Do we bring Crypt Rats in? Okay, so Crypt Rats could have been a draw at any point. We could have drawn Crypt Rats and just won the game. Oh, could you imagine if Tragic Slip got rid of this thing? Ah, well. GG's. This is fine. We'll keep this. Alright, so is this heroic? It looks like it is. So that is a pain. Volt Scourge. Perilous Myr is interesting. Could Perilous Myr kill the Volt Scourge? Might have been fine to hold up the Perilous Myr, just attack for 1, and then we could Deadly Dispute the Myr. Okay. Are they going to continue to be screwed here? The first strike is a little bit scary, but they're still screwed, so we're going to be able to get in for some more damage this turn. Attack with everything. Whatever they block, we'll sacrifice, unless they block Carrion Feeder. And then we'll just sacrifice the token. They should probably block the Carrion Feeder. Alright, they're blocking the Reaver. Nope. What is it going to be? It's going to be the Reaver. Draw 2 lands. Take a bunch of damage. Play another Reaver. I should have sacrificed the token there. I forgot how that interaction worked. Should have sacrificed the token, got an extra power and toughness on here instead of having a 2/2 zombie token. Crawl is interesting. Get the Perilous Myr back. Put a token on Reaver. Play the Mirror. So I guess they can have mutagenic growth. And that would be bad for us. Okay, it looks like they're moving in here. They're going to immediately play the Blessing. The creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Instead of waiting for us to do anything, they're going to do this now. So that basically means we cannot attack. That might have been a mistake as well. Maybe I should have held up Deadly Dispute so I could block sack. Opponent has got to be in a really frustrating position here. Just stuck with their Sacred Cat and nothing else. Oh, we draw another land? Come on, deck. I need good cards. Spells. 2 spells, please. Thank you. I think that should be GG, honestly, the second Perilous Myr. We can just kill that cat. Just wondering about this Reaver here. I guess we could like re-equip the Bonesplitter onto a Perilous Myr. Still have mana for Village Rites. And just attack with everything. Yeah, probably need 3 spells to kill the cat, because they have something to respawn, they have Hyena Umbra to keep it, and then it just comes back with Embalm anyways. But we can sacrifice whatever they block, so they don't gain the life, or find a way to set it up so that it lives. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is lethal. Metamon, hello, hello. I think we got lucky here. Yeah, the cat has lifelink, but we can sacrifice the Carrion Feeder to itself, so they won't gain the life from combat. Gains, yeah, sure, I don't care. And that should be GG. Bam! Lethal damage. Alright, like I said, we got super, super lucky there. The opponent only had 1 land. We did flood out, but because the opponent was so screwed, we managed to find the victory on that game, and it was still very close. Alright, we're going to bring in Fleshbag, we're going to bring in Snuff Out, we're going to bring in Crypt Rats, we're going to bring in Mesmeric Fiend. We're going to take out... I think we're going to take out, like, basically all the other cards that are usually good. Bonesplitter. We've still got, like, Shambler and Beetle. Beetle is still okay, but, like, the Carrion Feeder can't block. I don't know. Are we even ever supposed to take Carrion Feeder out? Carrion Feeder is so good with Mesmeric Fiend. But again, Feeder is worse with Marauder. Bone Picker is pretty good. It has Death Touch, so we might be able to kill a creature with that. Then there's also the question of Crawl. I guess, like, Crawl does get us our Fleshbag Marauders back, which are pretty good. And it also gets back our Crypt Rats, so that's really good. Exactly. Yes, we can. Mesmeric Fiends has 2 paragraphs, so it's 2 separate triggers. And if we sacrifice the Mesmeric Fiend while the first trigger is on the stack, then we're able to take the card forever. Now, that would be a good reason to keep Carrion Feeder in the list, as well as the Mortician Beetle. So if we bring these 8 cards back in, we have to take out, like, Nested Shambler and Reaver. That might just be better, honestly. Because, yeah, the Carrion Feeder works so well with a Mesmeric Fiend, and the Mortician Beetle and Carrion Feeder is sort of how we win. So we're going to leave those in. Yeah, we can. We can, if we have those. There's a lot of ways we can do it. I'm just thinking, like, how are we eventually going to win this game? And a giant beetle might be one way. This hand looks great. It's slow, but I mean, it has things that can win the game, or at least get rid of the problems on the other side. All right, no pro-black preacher. Ah, come on, that's the worst thing to start with. We can't tragic slip that. $20 turn clock, here we go. Sacred Cat. Oh, do they seriously have another one land hand? They do. So the question is, do I wait 1 turn for the Mesmeric Fiend Village Rites, or I could just take the card and try and leave the Fiend on the battlefield? Taking a card from a screwed opponent doesn't seem all that great. I think maybe I'll try and hold up Tragic Slip if they try and put something on the cat. I don't know. We can kill the cat and then Fleshbag the speakers. That seems pretty good. Would be destroyed, so the Fleshbag Marauder still works. This could be really good for us if they don't play land. Okay. I think this is what we were looking for. Tragic Slip the cat. And then Fleshbag. Alright, they find the land. Another Death Speakers? Give me a break. I have heard Totem Armor doesn't save from sacrifice. It's true. We've seen it happen. Alright, so we have Carrion Feeder, Mesmeric Fiend, but I think we're just better to Fiend plus Rites. Draw 2 swamps. Wow, look at all those ethereal armors. We're so dead, chat. We are so dead. Is a creature not destroyed if it is sacrificed? That is correct. If a creature is sacrificed, it is not destroyed. It dies, but destroyed is a keyword. I think we have to take Deathblade Elite, lean on Crypt Rats to get rid of the cat, and then find a sacrifice effect to get rid of the speakers. Then again, like, Crypt Rats kills the Deathblade Elite anyways, so maybe we take the other ethereal armor so they can't punch us too hard. Damn, MTG is real literal sometimes? Yes. The language used on cards, you do well to consider it like legalese, where every single word is important and means something. There's the ethereal armor. Hyena Umbra. So the last card is Deathblade Elite. There it is. So next turn we can Crypt Rats and kill everything except for the 4/4 protection from black. Should probably attack in with a Sacred Cat as well there. Gain the life. Another Swamp. Play Crypt Rats. Pass turn. So I might want to Deadly Dispute the Carrion Feeder. So, and then Crypt Rats for 1. Depending on what the opponent's move is. Provoke on the Crypt Rats. Yep. Hey, Tetranki. How's it going? Oh, it's going all right. We're in a difficult matchup here. But if we can find a Fleshbag Marauder or a Crawl off the top, I think we might be fine. All right, we're going to do this for 1, and we'll sacrifice the Carrion Feeder. Oh shit, it didn't let me... I had to hit control. Fuck. I thought that because it was the opponent's turn, I was going to get priority back before that happened. That's bullshit. Snuff Out. Protection from black. Yes, I should have been able to do that, but I didn't hit control. So I didn't. I thought because it was the opponent's turn, it was going to come back to me, but it didn't. Not that we were going to be able to get out of this anyways. That was lethal. So our misplay doesn't really matter. I think we're going to bring it back exactly the same. I think the configuration of the deck is right. Oh, Metamon, you're going to play Paper Magic again on Thursday? That's sweet. What deck will you be playing? Yeah, keep this. Ha, burn. Always burn. Nice. Burn's always a good option. And I think that is generally a good sign if burn is viable in a format. Yeah! Eli Silva is ready for it. 8 lightning bolts. Because, you know, if 4 is good, 8 must be better. Alright, so opponent's on 1 mulligan. We could play Carrion Feeder or Mortician Beetle to start. I think Mortician's Beetle is better. It's always so close between these two cards, which one is better to play first. Play the feeder. Fucking Death Speakers. Play a Beetle Pass. No more creatures, please. Do not play another creature. I got a Fleshbag for your fucking speaker. Let me just punish you. In the name of the moon. No! Not another speaker! Now we need another Fleshbag Marauder to take care of this. Oh well, let's swing in for 4, I guess. So we need another Fleshbag Marauder, or we need to find Crawl. So that... Oh no, Cartouche! That gives them a critter. They got a critter. They can block now. We could Tragic Slip the critter, play Bone Picker. And then we at least have a critter to attack with. We can play Carrion Feeder, then we can attack with both. No, we can't attack with Carrion Feeder. We can't attack with Beetle, though. We attack with Carrion Feeder. They block Carrion Feeder. We can just sack it to itself. Or sack it to this. Yeah, this is fine. If they block Carrion Feeder, we hit them for 4. Yeah, they just block for free, and now we get to hit for 1. So this is fine. It seems, yeah, it's a free block, but we still get the 1 damage in this way. Yeah, the Beetle only attack doesn't make sense, you're right. Oh, Vigilance? That's a pain. Is the black deck so oppressive they need metagame against it? Their deck is very, very bad against the removal that exists in black. So they're playing this as a hedge just against cast down. It just so happens that it's very good against our deck. Oh, yes! Alright, what do we sacrifice to Fleshbag? I think this Carrion Feeder, right? Let's get in for damage. Alright, so that's 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's not lethal. Let's just hit for the 11 then, or for the 9 rather. But yeah, we could have sacrificed Fleshbag to get 2 more power. Sure, Trailblazer, if you don't have a land here, I think you're dead. Ooh. We got super, super lucky, okay? Like, this win is entirely because our opponent was screwed. This is a very difficult matchup, and every once in a while the luck balances out. We get lucky, and the opponent doesn't. We got a 2-land hand. We got a turn 1 play with Carrion Feeder, and we can throw a Bonesplitter on it to start getting damage in. We're going to keep this. And if we draw a Nested Shambler, we're laughing. Forest Bogle. We are in so much trouble. That's pretty much the best draw on the deck. The question is, do we like Deadly Dispute? I think we Deadly Dispute and play the Bone Picker. So we might as well attack first, get the 1 damage in. We could just Deadly Dispute and then we would have 3 mana for a Marauder. But the Bone Picker with Death Touch is pretty good. And then we draw 2 cards and we potentially have Marauder anyways. Yeah, the Bone Picker play seems pretty good. We also get to draw 2 cards, so let's see what we get. Deadly Dispute, Carrion Feeder, we get the land, so we can play the Fleshbag next turn, we get to play Bone Picker this turn. Nested Shambler is a really cool card. Okay, they play Sprawl. Kind of hoping they play... Oh, that's not what we were looking for. Okay. It is what it is. And we get a Vault. So we could... I think we play Fleshbag and then we can crawl it next turn and get rid of the other creature. Unfortunately, that means we will not get the +1/+1 from the crawl. But if we can get this Ledgewalker, that's going to be so good. Alright, really looking for them to play an enchantment on the Ledgewalker here so that we can get a 2-for-1. No! That is not what we were looking to see. That is really bad news. Mr. Grey Fox, hello. Yeah. There it is. Ooh, Myr. Unfortunately, of course, has Hexproof. Yeah, no kidding. Go wide, huh? 3 creatures in the Bogles deck. We could go Bonesplitter, and try and race. And maybe they'll block, and if they block, the Fleshbag will be better next turn. Okay, they just take it. That makes sense. They don't want to be exposed. They already know we play the Marauder. They can't block it. Sorry, I forgot. Ledgewalker can only be blocked by flying creatures, but it can't block flying creatures. So it doesn't have reach. So yeah, there were no blocks possible there. If we get another Bonesplitter or a way to sacrifice the Perilous Myr, we could actually just win here. Oh, are we dead now? Fuck off. Ethereal Armor, Ancestral Mask. Alright, GG. I think we navigated that one pretty well, but what can you do against that, huh? Try not to race Bogles 1 lifelink and you're done. I mean, what other choice did we have? We could kill this, and we would still be dead. So yeah, Snuff Out's no good. We would bring in the Marauders, obviously. Tragic Slip is out. Could bring in Mesmeric Fiend and Crypt Rats. And then we take out 4 more cards. Might actually take out... Bring in Spellbomb, you think? I'm thinking about taking out Perilous Myr against their wolves. Okay, that's fair. Think about taking out Perilous Myr because I don't think it's going to really match up well against anything they're doing. It could potentially like throw 2 damage at their face, but so what? We'd have been at 1 if we edicted? No, because we went to 0 with first strike damage. So the 1 damage from the other creature hadn't even gone through when we died. Spell bombs against Young Wolf. And that's only if we have the space, which I don't think we do, honestly. I guess we could take out like a Bonesplitter. Oops. And then, you know, at worst case, we have a redraw towards a Fleshbag. Didn't know the Young Run Wolf. They could run it in the sideboard. If they're worried about sacrifice effects, which they should be. Eh. Not great. Well, don't really have too much to do besides land go. Well, they're doing the same thing, land go. So we're going to Mesmeric Fiend here, and hope they only have 1 creature. No, they have 2 creatures. So I guess we take the Ledgewalker. And we're really, really looking to draw a Fleshbag here. Fleshbag would be perfect. Just making sure that Forest had the same art as the one they played. Ash Barrens. Mortician Beetle. Is trading Mesmeric Fiend for Bogles good? I think it is, right? I think we can attack here. It gives them their 2-drop back, but we get rid of this. And then they don't get to play whatever onto Bogle and then ram through Bogle on Fiend, get their other creature back anyways, and keep their Bogle. So yeah, I think an attack here is fine. We're probably just going to get the 1 in. I don't think they block this. Yeah, okay. So the attack was good. I think from here we just play Reaver, Beetle, Pass. And then next turn we can Deadly Dispute the token and play Bone Picker. And then we also have a 2/2 Beetle. Okay, so they play the Plains. Abundant Growth, sure. Rotten Reunion. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Exile up to one target card in a graveyard, create a zombie with decay and flashback. Oh, that one I would be interested in for, what's name? The zombies deck. I'd be really interested in that one for the zombies deck. We have nothing, no way to respond here. Our beetle dies, but they lose their ram through, so that's excellent. And we get Carrion Feeder. Oh, that would have been so good with Beetle. Alright, so let's see here. I think I just attack with everything. MJ was talking about Rotten Reunion for Pestilence. No kidding. As a way to deal with Monarch in addition to Graveyard Hate. Oh, that's really cool. And it has instant, too? I like that. Oh, that's cool. I wasn't thinking that way. I'll definitely take another look at that card then. Rotten Reunion. Keep your eye on that one, Cooper. Alright, so we attack with everything, and then we Deadly Dispute the token and play Bone Picker. And probably Carrion Feeder too. Nice, we get Beetle. I think I play Beetle, Picker, Feeder. I think I just play everything. That's sweet. Okay, there's the Vestige. Utopia Sprawl, sure. Another Sprawl. Down to 2 cards left. One is Lifelink. Is this Armadillo Cloak? It's another Ledgewalker. Alright. They only have Lifelink left in hand. Not bad. Village Rites. That's a good draw. Good Village Rites the Reaver. It grows the Beetle. We could actually play another Reaver first. That's worse if we draw Fleshbag. But, I mean, I kind of want to attack with Reaver, right? Maybe we play Reaver and attack? And do I attack with a Mesmeric Fiend here? I think I do. Because if I'm trading Fiend for one of their creatures, that seems fine. They'll get a creature back for it, but they have to pay the mana to play that creature anyway. I think it's fine if I'm trading. You can sack Decayed Creature after they've dealt damage? No kidding. Alright, so how much damage is this? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not lethal. Alright, I think we're just going to do the damage and move on. Always yes, always yield. Yeah, you play the Ledgewalker. What was the other card? The other card's the important one. Bogle, no problem. All right. Do we sacrifice the Reaver here to draw a card? Okay, yeah, sure, you want to gain 1 life, that's fine. That's even better for us. I mean, you have to block. You just die if you don't block. And I think we just play Crypt Rats and pass here. Okay. Win a game against Bogles. Crypt Rats would have destroyed all their creatures, just leaving us free to attack and win. It would have been the better play to just play Crypt Rats and just kill their critters and win. Yeah. Oh, this is a difficult hand. The Crypt Rats, it's good later. The Bone Picker is okay. Like, this hand is so-so. At least we get to go, like, Carrion Feeder into turn 2, Village Rites Bone Picker, so we have something to block and kill their creature. Alright, so no creature turn 1, that's a good sign. Oh, nice draw. Nested Shambler. So do we play the Carrion Feeder or the Shambler first? Carrion Feeder gets to attack for a bunch with the once the Shambler is down. So yeah, we'll play the Carrion Feeder, and then next turn we can attack for 3 and play Bone Picker. Oh no. Okay, with lifelink. Okay, we get a Fleshbag. Nice draw. I think we're just going to attack for 1 here, and we'll leave the Oh, no, we can't really leave the Shambler. We have to You have to sacrifice 1. We can leave the Squirrel, because I want to play the Bone Picker. So yeah, we'll do the 1 extra damage, play the Bone Picker. We have a blocker and Bone Picker. We have the Squirrel to sacrifice. We have Fleshbag next turn to kill their creature. And if we can Fleshbag, sacrifice Squirrel, then we get to keep the 3-1, which would be nice. We have the Carrion Feeder, so if we ever draw Crawl, we can just sacrifice the Marauder and get it back. No creature. What's it going to be? Creature. All right. So it looks like we're going for Crypt Rats this turn instead of Fleshbag. Alright, don't kill me this turn, please. Oh, the ram through on the Crypt Rats? I guess we just have to sacrifice the Crypt Rats. That does take up 2 of their mana. And an Abundant Growth. They draw a card, but they're tapped out currently. Looks like it's going to be another pass back to us. So might as well Fleshbag here. And I think we attack first. We could play Spellbomb. I think we just hold up Village Rites. I don't know. Village Rites isn't all that great here. I guess Village Rites could be good if we need to block sack. I don't know. We're really close to just winning. Let's see what happens. Keep Rites. Yeah, I want to keep it. So you can block without them getting life. We do have the Carrion Feeder to be able to do that as well. But having the Village Rites to be able to sacrifice and draw cards, I think is going to be probably better than growing our already lethal threat. Alright, opponent's in the tank on this one. I mean, this is a very crux turn. Opponent has had several difficult turns in a row here, and they have not gotten easier at all. So opponent has 4 cards in hand, 3 mana, and basically mana of any color. So they could play something like Armadillo Cloak, and then they would gain a bunch of life. But we would have a good block against Armadillo Cloak, so they need something more than that. Alright, this does give them an extra mana, so with 4 mana they can do a lot. Okay, they play another Bogle. And they ram through again. Armadillo Cloak does give trample, yes. That's why I was thinking it's one of the better cards they could possibly have. I should just Village Rites instead there. I kind of went to the Carrion Feeder by default. I was supposed to Village Rites that. That was a mistake. Yeah, that's true, the book. Alright, so this is a lethal attack. They have to block. And we'll just play the Spellbomb pass. Abundant Growth, redraw. They could still have like an amazing 2 cards here. We don't know what they have. There's definitely ways for them to come back in this game with only 2 cards. Now that is one of them. Yep, that works. Do they have another one? I guess they're tapped out here, right? They don't have any mana left, so we should be golden. They can gain 6 life here, but we can do more than enough damage to kill them. Yeah, double lifelink. Yes, exactly. So they gain 6. Go to 10, and then we have 4, 7... Oh, this isn't lethal. Okay, so we still need more damage. Okay, good to know. No point in blocking. Let's draw a card with a Spellbomb. Get another Beetle. Okay, we'll take our turn. Get Deadly Dispute. So we can play Beetle and then sacrifice Beetle, and then that's 5, 8, 9, 10. So that should be Xaxes. I'll just double count to make sure. So this would be 5, plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Yes. Just realizing that was entirely off screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we got a 2-land hand. Not the best, but I mean, we get to be aggressive here with Bonesplitter, so we're going to keep it and hope that attacking with the 3-1 on turn 2 is good. Opponent mulligans 1 time. Basic Forest Elvish Mystic. That is not good. Do we Tragic Slip the Mystic to take them off mana? All voted yes. Yeah, I think that whatever happens, we'll probably just like basically cancel the thing so that everyone can get their points back. They're basically like, for predictions, there needs to be a balance because whichever side wins gets all the points. So with everyone voting yes, then if I lose, basically everyone gets their points or loses their points, and if I win, everyone gets their points back. So it doesn't really do anything. So it's unfortunate, but thanks for the confidence, everybody. All right, so the question is, do we Tragic Slip the Mystic? If we keep the Tragic Slip, we get to kill something more important later. I kind of think we just, like, play the Bonesplitter pass. Who claimed confidence boost? I tried to do a prediction, but it ended up being a confidence boost. All right, Priest of Titania, that's something we would like to Tragic Slip. Lazotep. Nice. So we could go Lazotep, Sacrifice, and Tragic Slip. I mean, it doesn't really matter. The Tragic Slip is going to be able to kill this regardless, right? But the Lazotep Reaper means we can attack without any fear. Alright, so no blocks. I think we probably do just sacrifice and have a pair of 2/2s. I don't know, it's kind of close, honestly. And this way we get blockers. I think I'm going to wait. We'll just kill the priest. Elvish Vanguard. Yep, that's a good one. And Birchlore Rangers. Wow. We're in trouble. Okay. Well, at least they're tapped down. We're going to get big combat this turn. Another Bonesplitter. Smack. Timberwatch. We're probably losing this game. Timberwatch is super good. Oh, then again, I mean, they're tapping pretty low here. Perilous Myr kills the Timberwatch elf. The question is, do we Village Rites? Or do we put that token onto a Carrion Feeder? We could put it onto this one, and then this feeder can kill a Vanguard. All right, so they're going to block there. All right, so this is 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we Village Rites this then. Are we dead? So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not dead. We are not dead. Fleshbag. All right, so it looks like we just want to play Nested Shambler, put Bonesplitter on it. And the Perilous Myr is going to end the game next turn. So we might as well attack with the Carrion Feeders because the Shambler makes them lethal. They have to block. And we can leave this token back. The token attacking means nothing. I guess, yeah, they could block one with the Vanguard and then we lose it. Because the Vanguard gets to be a 10/10, and we can make a Carrion Feeder into like a 5/5 or something. So maybe we don't even bother attacking here. And we just attack next turn. We'll have the Perilous Myr to put them to 1, and we'll have a bunch of squirrels. Yeah, I like the no attack here. Alright, so opponents really taking their time here. They have 0 cards in hand. It's my turn. I've passed priority. Shambler with aggressive equipment that you already want to play is pretty nice. This deck seems pretty sweet. Thank you. I based this off of a deck that I faced in tournament practice one day. And this is the version 2.0 where I've made a few changes. I really do like the Bonesplitter in this type of list. Being able to upgrade your creatures into actual threats that can trade with your opponent's creatures is pretty nice. And then, yeah, the added benefit of, like, if you're actually able to equip a Bonesplitter onto a Nested Shambler, you're doing really good. Quite a few times I've had my opponent throw removal spells at Shambler when I've targeted it with a Bonesplitter, and even then, like, it still feels fine. You lose 1 mana from the attempted equip, but your opponent wastes a removal spell on Shambler, and it never feels good to cast down a Shambler. Who invented this originally? That's a good question, and it's going to actually be difficult to really give you an answer on that. Pauper has been doing quite a bit of work on these styles of lists, but so have I. I've put a couple of videos out with a similar list a while back. And I don't know who has put work into this deck before, we have, so unfortunately I can't easily answer that, Mana Traders. A lot of different people have put a lot of work into these styles of decks. Alright, 5 squirrels. And Perilous Myr. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we have way more than enough attackers. So let's attack. Thanks, Metamon. We have narrowed the field down by 1. Alright, so this is not going to be an easy matchup. We got lucky that we were able to take game 1. We're going to bring in a bunch of our critter removal, and we're going to have to figure out how we're going to make room for it. It's a type of deck you want to be good, but it can never be good enough. Yeah. It's the kind of deck where, like, people that play this deck are going to be fans. We really enjoy this style, and we want to push it. But you're never going to get, the spikes who think, who want to play the best deck. They aren't going to pick this one up. That being said, though, we've been having a great time this league. Alright, so let's look at what's really important here. I want to put all the really important cards in one pile. Jeffrodo, hey, thanks for the luck. Catch you next time. Let's go 47-1. Alright, so these are really important cards here. We got to keep all of those. And we got to take 8 cards out. Oh, I need a Gladys quote. Can someone hook me up with a testing Gladys quote? I gotta think about sideboarding here. I've only got a minute left to cut 8 cards. Crawl doesn't seem very good. The Marauders? No. I mean, like, they do have a lot of cards that they could sacrifice to Marauders. But taking out their cards is pretty important. Maybe you're right. Maybe we take out the Marauders, and we just want to, like, really focus on things that can actually hit the cards we care about. Only 30 seconds left. Yeah, 3 mana to kill 1 card doesn't seem too good. Gonna take out a Bonesplitter, a Reaver, um, a Deadly Dispute, and Crawl seems really good with Crypt Rats. I gotta get rid of a Crawl. I gotta submit. I got 5 seconds left. No Gladys quotes. Okay. All right. Opponent's kind of hanging here. I'm gonna take a moment to try and find some Gladys quotes. Oh, this is a wiki. I just clicked on it because I thought there were going to be a bunch of lines. Ugh. Okay. So opponent just put test in the chat log here with no context. So I'm giving them a Gladys quote, and the quote they're getting is unbelievable. You, subject name here, must be pride of hometown here. And of course it removed part of my quote. Wonderful. Is this a competitive deck? I'm not quite sure that it is. It's really fun, though. I don't know. Like, I don't think we can really realistically keep this. The Crypt Rats is super good. We're on the draw. We have Village Rites. It's close. I don't want to get mana screwed here. We're gonna mulligan this. Oh, we get a 2-land hand with Crypt Rats. Nice. This hand looks super good. We'll just get rid of Bone Picker. We can play Carrion Feeder into Perilous Myr into Crypt Rats. Carrion Ranger is very strong. They're going to be able to make so much mana with that Ranger. And we have to kill the Priest of Titania instead of the Ranger here. Tragic Slip. So we could play Shambler. We could slip the Priest and play the Shambler. Why the snow-covered swamps? When I look for lands when I'm playing Pauper to put into my deck, I just write snow-covered and then all my basics come up, and I can put however many basic lands of whatever type I need without retyping my command. So it doesn't really have anything to do with the snow-covered type. It has more to do with how easy it is for me to search up my basic lands if I just type in snow-covered. Unfortunately, I'm no longer able to do that in Modern, which is kind of disappointing. A card was printed a little while ago that destroys like snow-covered lands or something. So now I just play regular basics in Modern, but for Pauper that doesn't exist, so I can still play snow-covereds here. Alright, so our opponent is taking a phone call, which is why we are kind of hanging here. So we just gotta wait for a moment as we wait for our opponent to come back. We'll practice patience. Okay, here we go. So we're going to attack with Carrion Feeder. And I think we go ahead and do... we can drink tea while we wait, exactly. I'm wondering if we do more damage and sacrifice the feeder. Because we don't need the slip to be morbid here. We can just leave the Shambler back. We'll just do one this turn. Well, it looks like this is going to be a longer game just based on some of the time that we're going to be taking myself and my opponent for the plays. This is a good time to talk about one of the features that's available on YouTube. If you're watching this video on YouTube, you're actually able to increase the playback speed. I'm sure most of you know this, but it was kind of a big deal for me when I first found out about it, especially for watching Magic videos. I generally watch Magic videos on YouTube at 1.5 times speed, but you can watch it even at 2 times speed, and I know some of my viewers do that. It's a lot of mana. Elvish Vanguard's a good one. We're going to have to try and kill that if we can. I'm more worried about the Vanguard than the Well-Wisher, because the Crypt Rats will kill the Well-Wisher. So we should be able to just Perilous Myr, kill the Vanguard this turn. And we can attack with the Feeder and the Shambler. How low did the opponent mulligan? 6 cards on the play. Okay, that makes sense. Another land. This is all the lands that we want to see. We do not want to see any more lands. Because we have Crypt Rats for 1 next turn. I guess, like, there could definitely be a world where Crypt Rats for 2 is what we want to see next turn, but for this turn, I definitely just want to kill this. I guess I can wait. Like, it's not a big deal. They can only play 1 elf, and then we can Perilous Myr the Vanguard with a trigger on the stack. Yeah, we got time. We don't need to do it now. And I can just attack with Carrion Feeder. If they block with anything, I'm sacrificing that Shambler so fast. But we can just get in for 1 damage. Yeah, and I don't care about the life they're gaining with Well-Wisher. Oh, that's awful. Alright, so we're going to need to leave Crypt Rats on the battlefield for a turn in order to get rid of Huntmaster and everything it's going to do. Yeah, you can gain the life now, that's fine. You would have gained the same amount of life after the Huntmaster entered the battlefield, so whatever. Another Myr. I guess we just play Crypt Rats pass here. I think we can attack with Carrion Feeder as well, because if they block with Huntmaster, we can sack Shambler and the Squirrel, and we have a 4. Take 2. That Carrion Ranger has been doing so much work this game. Oh, lead the Stampede. I mean, that doesn't draw them lands, though. Does not draw them lands. They get a Timberwatch Elf and a Llanowar Elf. Sure. Okay. They're going to attack with the Huntmaster. So we could take the 3. We could block with Shambler. I kind of feel like we block with Shambler and sacrifice, and then we'll just eat the Shambler and the Squirrel and the Crypt Rats, and the Carrion Feeder will survive the Crypt Rats, and we'll be just able to attack with this huge creature. We'll remember to hold control this time. All right. So how are we going to work this? Let's see what we draw. I'm thinking probably just Crypt Rats for 4. Do max damage. Crypt Rats for 5 is too much. So maybe we Crypt Rats for 3 and then play Perilous Myr. All right, hold control. Crypt Rats for 3. Hold control. This better... Oh, man, this better not be punished. I'm going to undo everything here just to make sure. Because I let go of control for a second there, and I don't want this to screw up. Hold control. Crypt Rats. Sacrifice Crypt Rats. Sacrifice Squirrel. Now I have a 5/5 and you have a forest. Go. Sure, you got your Llanowar Elves. Check. Bone Picker. Nice. So I think we kill the Llanowar Elves and just go, like, maximum aggro. 2 forests. They don't have 2 forests. They have 1 forest. We got rid of the Carrion Ranger, so they're not able to replay their forest over and over. So yeah, I think I just get rid of this. One's a 1/1? Yeah, but this is dying. Yeah, that's true. I never really learned. Take that. Yeah. Crushed it. 4-1 chat. All right, so this is the second version of the deck that I've piloted. And, I mean, I definitely had a better league this time, but the difference between one league and another, you can't realistically compare, like, oh, well, I did better on this one league than the other one, so obviously this version of the deck is better, because we're playing different matchups, we had different draws. That aside, I made the changes for a reason, and they seem to work out fairly well. The main deck, Fleshbag Marauder, was definitely solid. I liked having the option of playing up to 4 with the 2 out of the sideboard. The Deadly Dispute, I think, was fine. I definitely appreciate having the extra copy of Village Rites. It costs 1 more mana on the front side, but we do get a treasure back for it, so we're generally able to cast it for effectively 1 mana, and then, throw a Bone Picker down off the treasure. I'm definitely still liking the Shambler. Shambler plus Feeder and Mortician Beetle is a combo that's going to give you incredible amounts of pressure in the early game, and if they're not able to answer your 2 threats, then those 2 creatures are going to run away with the game after only a couple of turns. Not too sure how I would change the deck. I would like to have some more graveyard hate, honestly. If I could fit some more spell bombs into the sideboard, that would be nice. But I really don't know realistically what I could cut. The other cards that I'm playing in the sideboard are all very important for their own reasons. We've seen the power of Crypt Rats in this league. Mesmeric Fiend is very strong. You would be surprised how good Mesmeric Fiend is when we get to play Carrion Feeder. It's basically like a, what was the name of that card? Castigate, that gives our creature +1/+1. And then it can also, reduce the power of our Bone Picker. If we have Beetle in play at the same time, then we're giving our creature, like, multiple creatures +1/+1. So, yeah, I think that I would like to continue to play this deck. I will be switching it up a little bit because that's, how I do on this channel, but we will be coming back to this list this month. It being October, time for spoopy things. This feels like a spoopy list. All right, Deadly Dispute with Vault of Whispers is also nice. Yeah, that was a big reason why I wanted to be able to play it. I had difficulties with flooding in the last league, so when we're able to actually sacrifice our extra lands to draw extra cards and find more gas, that's definitely a good thing. It does leave us open to some plays like an opponent Abrade, target our Vault of Whisper this league, but I think that, like for the minimal risk, it's definitely a good value.